Wow, that was such a beautiful speech. Thank you so much, Omobabiri, for sharing such deep insight for African women to be the go-to person in their industry. And now, once again, we want to welcome our amazing sponsors. We want to thank you for your generous support for the She Premium Africa Awards. We are super glad that you're here. Thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our next keynote speaker, Chinasa Collins-Ogbuo, a social change leader dedicated to shaping a more just and inclusive Africa. Chinasa is a development advocacy and communication specialist with extensive experience in policy advocacy, development finance, social impact, and stakeholder engagement across multiple sectors. An Obama Africa leader and a respected voice in her field, she has driven high impact initiatives and excels in strategy, program management, and partnership building. Chinasa is passionate about creating meaningful change and contributing to humanity in powerful, lasting ways. Please join me in welcoming Chinasa Collins-Ogbuo to the stage.
Greetings from Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Chinasa Collins-Ogbuo, and I'm a social change leader, a women's economic power advocate, and a true believer in the greatness that Africa carries. First, I'd like to start by thanking and congratulating the organizers of the ShePremium Africa Awards for the opportunity and privilege to deliver a keynote at the maiden edition of this laudable and promising initiative that seeks to shine the light on the outstanding work that African women are doing across the continent and the rest of the world. I'd also like to congratulate the awardees for the great work of impact that they continue to do on the continent and across the world. The title of my keynote is Uncommon Leadership Practices that every African woman must possess to be visible and impactful in 2026. For the longest time, the reality of the African woman has been shaped predominantly by limiting sociocultural norms that tie her identity to the male figures around her. As a mother of two young brilliant girls and a social change advocate, these stereotypes must change. And this is why I'm inviting you, dear African woman, in 2026, as you pursue impact and visibility, to consider these four things in your leadership journey. Number one is to be authentic. Be rooted in the knowledge of who you are, the values that you bring to the table consistently, and the problems that you are born to solve. These are strong foundations for successful and impactful outcomes that cannot be hidden. Visibility won't just happen to you. It is a strategic combination of self-awareness, intelligence, and positioning. A face with a mask on will never be seen, even with the brightest light. That is why it is important that you root your journey, your leadership journey, in the authenticity of who you are and why you exist. Secondly, be courageous. Visibility is bold, it's intentional, and it takes ownership. So speak up even when your voice is feeble. You were made for such a time as this, and understanding your identity and why you're here will propel you to speak. Collaborate. Take the opportunity and initiative and be courageous to collaborate with dream enablers. You cannot travel the journey by yourself. You need to identify key partnerships and strategic collaborations that will help actualize your dream, your big audacious dreams. Boldness is not a personality type. Your dreams are on the other side of the audacious step that you take now. Thirdly, be collaborative. Identify people with shared goals and interests that you can share with and learn from and advance together towards a unifying purpose. Uncommon leaders collaborate, they don't compete. And fourthly, be empathetic and resilient. With visibility comes criticism, pressure, and expectations. Master your emotions. Be open to feedback. Respond, not react. Stay focused, even intention. Empathy offers a divergent outlook for more inclusive and sustainable outcomes, and resilience strengthens your commitment to the dream. The future will not reward you for being the most intelligent, the most hardworking, or the most read. Even wise men die poor and socially irrelevant. The future will reward women who are intentional, who know who they are, women who are strategically bold, committed to self-development, who are collaborative and empathetic. And the best time to plan for the future is now. Women, dear African women, I invite you to a year of intentionality, a year that's rooted in your authenticity, a year that allows you to become you and prosper and be great. Thank you.